Yayo, 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 hop hop, set sail for Fun Piece. It's the name of the podcast with Matt and Mike. Yayo, yayo, set sail for Fun Piece.
Oh yeah, that was good. That looked good to me.
That was good. We did it. Oh,
hey everybody, welcome to the Fun Piece Podcast. My name is Matt. That's Mike.
My name is Mike. My name is Michael.
It is
Michael.
Michael, welcome to the Fun Piece Podcast. It is a virginal tour of the One Piece
It's a
anime.
tour of the One Piece animated television show.
We don't read. We don't read.
We don't know how to read, even though I do like that subtitles are back in Funimation. They are back, baby. And they match the English dub, so it's like accurate to what the characters are saying.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that must be great for you, but also I'm watching the Netflix version, and when they say spheres, it says balls in the subtitle. And I think that's better.
That is, I am kind of bummed. But you're probably seeing a fraction of the balls I'm seeing at any given moment, because it's cutting off a huge portion of the balls.
You know,
spheres. Sorry, my version is spheres.
They do say spheres in mine, but in the subtitle every time it says balls. And you know, I think we all could use a lot more balls in our lives.
Why isn't there a movie where you watch it, and then if you watch it with subtitles, the subtitles are totally different and like give you a hidden meaning to like whatever's happening? That'd be pretty cool. Like a horror movie, but the subtitles are like the monster talking all of a sudden.
That's really fun, actually. What if there was a movie and the subtitles just weren't actually the text, but it was just making like fun pictures with text?
Just ASCII art?
Yeah, just ASCII art.
I don't want it to be plot related at all. I just want it to be whoever typed the subtitles. It wasn't supposed to be in the final track, but they're like making really mean commentary about the cast and crew's acting and outfits.
That'd be great. Color commentary.
Yeah.
Color commentary instead of subtitles. It's beautiful. I love it.
Amazing. So we watched episodes 153 to 160.
Yes.
This week.
Everyone, we are watching One Piece. If you're joining us for the very first time, we're watching One Piece, the anime.
First time ever.
For the first time ever, yeah.
At a pace that is going to take us years.
Yeah, we've been going. Congratulations, Mike. I'm pretty sure we surpassed the 6-month mark.
Wow.
Which is
Look
pretty.
at us.
Congratulations to us.
It's the most I've dedicated to any project.
I think we actually have surpassed the 7th month mark, because I believe we started in August of 2022. So,
damn. Maybe for our 1-year anniversary, we will release the cooking episode.
I think I'm not opposed to that. I feel like maybe we'll see. Maybe we'll come up with some other haunted video.
God, I'm sure.
I would like to release the cooking episode at some point. I just think we need to do. Y'all are gonna love it eventually, but we gotta tease you a little bit with that cooking goodness.
Matt, if you're still working at a local theater by the time we hit our 1-year anniversary, I do have an idea, and we'll talk about it off air.
Okay. Can I try to predict what your idea is?
Yeah.
It's you and I reenacting the first episode of One Piece, where one of us is Luffy and the other one is Kobe, live on the stage.
Oh, you're so close. You're so close, but it's so much more involved.
Oh no. All right. I'm interested. Y'all got to stick around for that goodness.
God help us.
Whatever it is. Anyway, should we jump in onto this?
Yeah, I was just going to say episode 153, titled The Gang Joins a Cult.
Hell yeah. Can I just say, I think we might now have broken the record for fastest time into the recap.
Oh, yeah, we're under 5 minutes.
Under 5 minutes. That's what is wrong with
under
us?
5 minutes. I don't know. We're
Do you
getting
think
rusty.
Do you think recording remotely is keeping us more on task?
Oh, probably. I mean, well, we're gonna try to record in person soon, so we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see how that compares. It'll just be we're just gonna record 1 6-hour podcast that will last you guys like 2 weeks.
Can I tell you? There's a podcast that I have listened to in the past, and they do a yearly episode where they release an 8-hour podcast episode where it's just like them talking for 8 hours.
Is it the Paul Blart?
No, it's not. It's not Paul. It's not Till Death Do Us Blart. It's a professional wrestling podcast. But it's great. I always have a great time. I mean, I know I'm a sucker for podcast content, so I'm glad. I'm always happy to provide you all. I don't know. I listen to it on my work. Here we are.
Yeah, since I've been listening to more podcasts lately, which is nice.
Yes. Look at us, the true millennials talking about podcasts.
We said the fucking episode number and then immediately got off track.
It's fine. I've got my Dale mug.
My first note just says Luffy face great, and I don't. Oh, that's because they're going up on the water spout thing.
That was so long ago for me. I didn't binge all these in the past day. I've like spread them out throughout the week.
But was it
I
fun
did
to
too.
watch it like that? Because you watched the first 2 episodes and you're like, oh, this shit is good.
Yeah,
This is great.
Yeah, I'm very fucking excited about this. Skypiea. This is Skypiea.
Skypiea. It's. I was actually talking to a friend of the show, Scurvy Juice, about Skypiea, and I was like, it feels weird. It's not bad, but it feels weird and different. And he pointed out that it's most likely because it's so disconnected from anything they've done. Like, there's no consequences from their previous actions like there have been leading up to this point.
Yeah.
It's just like fresh start kind of. Here's another like young woman who is like, I'll help you for no reason, and then they'll be like, okay, and then they get angry at her because she put herself in danger, which I can only imagine is a theme
for like every arc moving forward.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes after SkyPeepee.
Yeah, SkyPeepee. Welcome to SkyPeepee. Here we are.
SkyPeepee. Before we see SkyPeepee, we see Blackbeard and his crew just totally fine with the fact that their ship got destroyed and Luffy got away.
Yeah, fucking the sniper fucking guy is just like waxing poetic, and he's like, the sands of time will bring us together as they cannot escape fate, or some bullshit. I literally, that's not what he said, but I just made something up. But he said something equivalent to that.
Do you think these guys are just the Straw Hats in the future?
I truly see. I feel like
I think Luffy's gonna look like Blackbeard at some point.
I think in a past episode, I thought that Shanks's crew was gonna be, or like one of the other crews was basically just the Straw Hats in the future. But I think this is truly Blackbeard's crew is just the Straw Hats in the future.
Yeah, it's just a couple dudes, and they're all kind of fucked up and very specific with their skill set.
Yeah.
They're just slightly evil Straw Hats.
Yeah, but like not even I don't think we might have talked about this in the last episode. I don't think Blackbeard's crew is evil. I think they're just trying to get by. They're trying to get that money, and they're trying to like fucking just get by. And
yeah, I think they're more like pirate, or like traditional pirate than.
Yeah, and I don't even think Blackbeard realizes Luffy's his kid, so that's why he's like being a dick about it.
That's true.
Wait, is the train you're now on that Blackbeard is Luffy's dad?
Yeah.
Yeah. His name is Marshall D. Teach.
The resemblance is uncanny.
They look exactly alike. I don't know what you're talking about.
They look exactly the same.
Okay, but by that negotiation and you saying that they look the same, then that means Robin and Nami are related because you guys think they look the same.
No, Robin is the one woman who looks different.
Sorry, Nami and BB.
Yeah.
Nami and every other woman in the show is related.
Plus, Rapa Nui and Zoro are cousins.
Yep. And Kobe is Monkey D. Garp's great uncle.
I would believe that. Kobe is simultaneously 11 and also like 96 years
Hold
old.
on. I need to make a note on my phone. Okay, so I just need to keep a running list of people you have thought is Luffy's father. So you started with Goldie Roger.
We're off that though. We're not.
No,
we're off
but
of that.
I need like a
I still think it.
cumulative list. So when you find out, I can tell you how many people you falsely accused.
Kobe,
Kobe.
Kobe.
Okay.
the party bar owner. I think she's Luffy's dad.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see that.
I feel like we said at one point we thought Shanks was Luffy's dad.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's a father figure for sure. That's understandable.
I mean,
Probably-
Marshall D.
prob-
Teach,
Yeah.
Blackbeard.
Marshall, yeah. We know Monkey D. Garp is not his dad,
Yeah, it's his grandpa. We know that.
but there's
I think that's it.
is there anybody else? Crocodile.
Well, Crocodile's his mom.
Crocodile's his mom.
Crocodile's his mom.
Come on now.
Dragon.
Oh yeah, Dragon could be his dad.
Mhm.
Dragon's in the running.
Yep. Daddy the father could be the dad.
Do you think Dragon's his dad because Luffy's just based off of Dragon Ball Z?
Maybe. Do you think Daddy the father is everyone's dad because his name is Daddy?
I don't think Daddy the father ever comes back, Matt.
Do you think? Okay, so maybe he's not someone's father. Maybe Daddy is just everyone's daddy.
Listen, Daddy the father could be saved if in the live action version they cast Pedro Pascal as
Fuck,
Daddy
that would
the
be
father.
so good.
Be
Oh
very
my
funny.
God, that would be so fucking good. And he just comes in, he's like, "Do you like my mustache?" Hello, daughter. And what if it's just him and then what's her name from The Last of Us?
I'm looking her up because I can't remember the actress's name. Bella Ramsey.
Bella Ramsey. Yeah. What if it's just once again? It's just Pedro
Those
Pascal
two.
as Daddy the father, and then Bella Ramsey as daughter
That'd
the
be
child.
that'd be so good.
we
Pedro
ju-
Pascal as Tony Chopper.
Ooh.
And then when he's human form, he's just got a weird Pedro Pascal CG face. Actually, no, I think Tony Chopper should be a Muppet. I think the Jim Henson Company should be involved. He should be a Muppet.
What if
Whoever puppeteered Big Bird, if we could get him on.
What if Chopper was a Muppet, but then voiced by Jack Black just for fun? Just for
Oh
fun.
my god, I'd be so fucking for that. Jack Black goes all in.
On anything. It'd be fun. Just for fun.
I want to revisit who you would cast Jack Black in when you're like at least a couple hundred more episodes deep.
I mean,
there's so many good characters.
He would be a good Blackbeard.
He'd be a good Black. Oh, that'd be fun. I mean, ideally he would be like Wapple.
Is there gonna be like somebody who ate the skibbledy doo fruit and they just like walk out and they're like,
I mean, him as Wapple would be really funny though.
oh my god, he would be.
Anyway, so now that we tangented it off to
Patton Oswalt voices Tony Chopper.
Patton Oswalt plays Tony Chopper, and Jack Black does the voice.
I think if they do Defense Point Chopper, it should just be like in old like Nickelodeon sketch shows, just a stuffed animal that they throw across the screen.
I'm curious.
We have not
I was
talked
reading.
about
Whatever. We'll get to One Piece. This is a One Piece podcast. We're talking about One Piece. It's fine. I was reading online some conspiracy theories about the live action One Piece show. And not conspiracy theories, but more just like people just like obsessing about it, and then everyone just being like, fucking, we need to get, like, everyone needs to fucking watch it so we get at least a season 2 because we need to see what the fuck they do with Chopper. Cause
Yeah.
it's like everything. I don't know if did we talk about that on the podcast?
I don't think so. It's probably going to go up to them getting to the Grand Line, right?
Yeah.
Or at
it's
least
got to.
Arlong.
Yeah,
Because they
it
cast
goes-
Arlong.
Yeah, it's all of the East Blue, so I'm assuming it ends with them getting to the Grand, either right before, when they meet Laboon, or right when they get into the Grand Line. is my assumption.
It's going to be so upsetting to see real human limbs stretch.
Oh, it's
like
gonna be
that.
great. It's gonna be so good, Mike.
Matt, but can you, Mike? I don't know if you've ever watched. A movie studio did a 3-part movie series for a live-action Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
We talked about this on the podcast.
It has some of the most haunting CGI I've ever seen in my life. Not like Matt. And I know you want to say something. You can't cut me off on this.
I'm not gonna.
Because when they did, Disney did Scrooge, and it was scary, and the eyes were lifeless.
Oh, yeah.
It's like that, but with the most horrible, hyper-realistic anime monsters. So if they could do that with Chopper, I'd be happy.
Oh, God. It would be so good if they just went that level. I mean, like, I do want a Muppet. I want to never see Chopper's legs because he's just, like... but also just the worst CG.
So I will say, historians said that the CGI for that Full Metal Alchemist live action was like haunting, but at the same time
it was great. No, it was fantastic,
really
but it
good.
was so scary because it stuck to the source material.
Yeah.
What if? Okay, wait, another idea for Chopper. Whatever team did Detective Pikachu.
That'd be good.
Ryan Reynolds plays Tony.
Ryan Reynolds is Tony Chopper. I'd watch the fuck out of that. I don't care.
I mean, they should honestly probably just get like Kate McCucci or something, right?
As long as it's not Chris Pratt.
Listen, I will die on the hill that Chris Pratt is perfect casting for Mario. Would you, if you could choose Chris Pratt in Smash Brothers, would you?
No.
But
yeah, I guess yeah,
right.
Sense.
Like, would you choose Chris Pratt in Mario Kart?
I mean, yeah.
But you would choose Chris Pratt if he was a doctor in Smash Brothers.
Exactly. If he was a doctor in Smash Bros, I would choose him. Yes. All right. Anyway, episode 153.
Christian Shaw should play Tony Chopper.
Hell yeah.
Perfect.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Anyway, fucking, they get to the top of the geyser. They get to the top of they get into the clouds.
Yep.
Just the white sea, not the white sea. They get to the white sea.
Cloud ocean.
And then immediately someone's got to give Usopp. It's like Usopp's like pass the fuck out, and everyone's like, someone give Usopp. Oh wait, fuck. Did I just like jump around in my notes real bad?
I think you did. They get to Cloud Ocean. Luffy, I think, says clouds float, boats float, same thing.
Yeah.
Because everyone's like, how is it floating?
Yeah.
Yeah, Usopp is actually fine with it. He's like, oh, I'm not scared at all, and just jumps in.
He just fucking jumps in the snow water and just starts swimming, and he's like, this is so great, and then he just sinks. And he sinks, and he just keeps sinking. And they're all just sitting on the boat like...
He's been in there for a while.
Is he coming back?
Eventually, Luffy shoots his arm in, but he can't find him.
Yep.
So Robin puts her eyeballs on Luffy's arm, which is upsetting. But it helps them save him, and they pull out like a big fish and octopus, too.
Yep. And then, yeah, I wrote, Usopp's just fishing for skyfish creatures. He's the bait. And Zoro just, like, fucking destroys the giant octopus, and then Sanji kicks the like, giant sea dragon fish thing.
Yeah. And
easily.
I think Usopp pulls out a skyfish out of his pants.
Out of his pants!
And then, like, Luffy gets it or something, and it cuts away, and then it cuts back. Like, it's, like, not even 2 seconds, and the thing is fully cooked.
Sanji
Luffy's
just goes
eating it.
Luffy's eating it, and Sanji just goes, I tried sauteing it. He just fucking cooked it in 3 fucking seconds.
I love like food porn in anime, but I also really like if they just never showed Sanji cook again. It just cuts and then cuts back, and he's got a full meal there.
Yeah, it was so good. At one point, they're like, "Quick, someone give," because Usopp had just been like drowning. Basically, they're like, "Someone give Usopp mouth to mouth." And then Sanji's just immediately like, "I'll give mouth to mouth to Nami," and then just beat the fuck up. Also, I know this is like 20 minutes ago. My first note was Luffy's face looks like shit. Based on, which was basically.
I loved it. Apparently,
I mean,
mine
it
was
looked
Luffy
terrible.
face great.
As
There's a lot of good faces in Skypiea. I don't think I noted everywhere, but like I took a bunch of pictures of background Chopper.
Did you get that picture of Luffy with his fucking big lips? We got like beat the fuck up. I wanted to take a screenshot so bad, but I just like let it go.
I can go back and take a screenshot of that. I do know what you're talking about,
so
though.
fucking good.
It was incredible.
Yeah. Chopper sees a dude who looked kind of like a bull. He had like a bullhorn thing going on, and he's in the distance, and he's destroying another ship in the clouds. And then they're like, "What's going on over there?" And then all of a sudden,
is that the dude in like the
appears.
tribal kind of mask? And then with the bazooka?
Yeah.
Go on. Cat is just clawing my leg.
Hell yeah. Get him.
Oh yeah, and then the Sky Knight Gonfall appears.
He appears and saves the day.
I wrote cool dude, long beard, generic knight, which is a compliment.
I think we find out later there might be a little bit more to him, that he's a little more than a generic knight.
Maybe.
Just saying. He lets them know that they're on the White Sea, which is basically a saleable sea in the clouds, but there's the main one is the White Sea, which is like farther up in the sky.
Mm-hmm.
And they basically, there are other ways that they could have gotten up to the clouds instead of just like almost destroying their ship, but other than the knock-up stream. But he was basically like, yeah, if you went up those ways, most of your crew would have died. The way you went, it was basically all of you would die or you would make it. So congrats, you're here.
During all this too, the like fighters of the crew, Zoro, Sanji, and Luffy are all completely out of breath.
Yep.
Because they're not used to the less like lower oxygen levels. And then they're all like, he's telling them this. Gonfal's just like, oh yeah, it's probably gonna take you quite a while to adjust. And then they're just like, no, I think I'm used to it. And then they're all just fine going forward.
I like throughout the episodes we watched today, it's like everyone kept being like, they're really fucking strong for fucking blue seers down there.
Yeah.
Which is understandable because they're just fucking incredibly strong always.
It's true. I feel like they're finally giving them situations, at least like the one fight they kind of have in this. They're giving them somebody that they're outmatched by, and they don't need to like put Luffy under a rock or lose Zoro somewhere.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sky Knight asks if they have a what's the whistle called? It's a special, like one whistle, is it called?
Yeah, one whistle, and it summons the Sky Knight and
Yes.
his bird Pierre,
His bird, Pierre.
who ate the horse fruit, so he can transform into a Pegasus, and it's the most beautiful thing. Pierre looks like a man in pajamas with a bird beak on. It looks like a man is in there.
He has like bright pink too, with just like weird fucking
Polka dots?
like polka dots on him, and
And,
then
like-
he just goes, yeah.
It cut out for me. I didn't hear any of that, but I saw the face you just made.
It's fine. We got it recorded. They'll hear it.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, Pierre. It's like human fleshy face, sharp beak, and then just like it looks like he's wearing like a hood with two like sharp horns, and then just a pink jumpsuit.
It's incredible.
It's such a beautiful, beautiful design. I love how ugly One Piece gets, and I think that's why I get annoyed that I'm like, give that to the women. Like, I need more original Alvida. Alvida should have stayed the same.
Maybe she'll go back. Will she go back?
I hope so.
Can she go back?
Maybe she's too smooth.
Can you? Oh wait, no. She can't have another devil fruit, so she couldn't eat like the rough fruit.
I'm rough and smooth. She becomes Two-Face. They find an air waterfall. There's a gate under it, and they
Yep.
like navigate to that. And
This
it's
is a
heaven's.
sign.
It's the gate to Heaven's Gate, the cult.
Yes. cult.
And there's a little old lady. Was her name Amazon?
Her name is Amazon. She's a little lady
Yeah.
with wings, and she comes out and she's like, "Hey, to get through the gate, it's 1 billion X toll, which is their currency there." Which we don't find out like episodes later that like one berry equals like 10,000 X toll or something like that.
Yeah, I was watching this live with like in one of our voice channels, and people could drop in and out. And I was saying to friend of the show, Casey, I was like, "Oh, what's the exchange rate? Why haven't they explained this?" And then as I asked that, the show explained the exchange rate.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They get there. But basically Amazon says like, "Oh yeah, that's like the currency to get through, but like you can just go, you don't have to pay it."
Yeah.
So they're like, "Oh, okay. Well, we're not going to pay it then." So then she summons the Express Lobster.
The Express Lobster, who somehow is not the background MVP. The background MVP was Pierre, but Express Lobster is very good, even though he does look like more of a crawfish.
In the subtitles on Netflix said Express Shrimp.
Yeah, see, he doesn't. I don't know why I know that distinction. I think I've seen so many people consume lobster that I'm like, that's not quite a lobster.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I live on Cape Cod. You don't live on Cape Cod anymore.
I
Get
used
outta
to,
here.
so I saw so much shellfish being consumed, but I didn't eat it because I was allergic. And also, it's barbaric how people eat lobster.
You're
It is-
allergic to shellfish?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
no.
like if I eat too much of it, I get like sick. Like I'll throw up. But I
get the
used to
runs?
I used to be like anaphylactic, like it would shut my throat down and stuff.
Oh no.
But also just like the way people eat lobster, it's like you have to dip it in so much butter for it to be good, and you have to like crack into its fucking body. Like that's so fucked up.
And then you like
It's
suck
like
it out like through the claw. Yeah.
It's like how I don't like pork anyway, but I can't imagine eating pig on a roast. Like I don't want to see an animal so much in its like natural state before consuming it.
Yeah.
It's rough. It's rough, man.
How do you
Anyway,
feel
you know,
about
it's-
if you eat shellfish? Can you if you can't do shellfish, can you not do like clams or like oysters and stuff?
I mean, like I can. I just can't eat a lot of it, or else I'll get like
Bad poopy
stomach. Not even poopy time. I would just throw up eventually. My body would be like, "No, we don't like this.
time? Fair enough. Fair enough.
This is a horrifying fucking monster that somebody found deep in the ocean, and it shouldn't be eaten by humans."
That's fair. Well, we'll move on from this because this is a One Piece podcast. But yeah, Amazon, she makes the exclamation to the heavens that the seven of them are a legal entrance into Heaven's Gate, and that they must bestow Heaven's judgment down upon the Straw Hats. And this is exclaimed as the Express Lobster is like shooting them up this cloud like road to the white sea from the White Sea. And that's the end of the episode.
End of the episode. And then we're on to episode 154.
Skypiea.
Skypiea. I titled this one Nami Finds God, and then in parentheses I wrote house.
I thought you were gonna make something fun about like Nami finds God in riding a waver around. Like she's like, "This is it. This is the high I've been searching for."
Nope, she just finds his house.
That's fair. She actually finds God's house.
My background MVP was Conus's hair.
I have so much to talk about the hair or lack of hair
a
or
consistent style.
antennae. I don't know what the fuck is going on with these people.
Yeah.
It's a bad. Listen, heaven would inevitably be boring in a bad place. We all know. So obviously,
I have a lot to talk about these people, but I'm going to wait a couple episodes because I am deeply concerned about where they are in Skypiea and who the people who inhabit Skypiea are and what they're about.
Oh, interesting. All right. Well, the gang arrives in Skypiea,
Godland, if you will.
and I forget what this is in reference to. Luffy says, "Potent as a seaweed in summer."
He says, they get up there to where there's like a big thing that says "Welcome to Godland."
Yep.
And then he takes in like a big smell, and he goes, "You can smell the adventure, potent as the seaweed in summer."
Amazing. Want more Luffy metaphors?
Yeah, and then Luffy jumps down into the clouds, and it makes like a sound. And then Usopp jumps, and then Sanji takes off his shoes.
He does. There's some Sanji leg in this. We get some Sanji capri pants.
I have a note all about his capri pants later.
I can't wait. I wrote, oh yeah, the South Bird, like Nami just busts out and she's like, "We forgot about the bird." And Zoro's like, "It's fine. Birds are very resourceful, resilient creatures. It'll be okay."
Yeah.
It's like, that thing's gonna die.
Oh yeah, or it's just gonna fly straight down, and then die. Robin and Nami changed for some reason.
Yep.
Because
Robin's got like a similar shirt she had before, and Nami's like, "I'm gonna put on less clothes and remind everyone that this was made in the early 2000s because I've got an urban camo bikini top."
Yeah, that's what you need when you're in the sky, is urban camouflage.
Yeah. It is not.
It's great. It's great. Zoro drops
Oh.
the anchor, and then he just is like, "Cool, I'm just gonna sit here and not do anything at all."
Luffy bludgeons Usopp with a fruit of some kind.
Mm-hmm. He pulls out. It's a nut. He pulls out a huge nut.
He nuts on Usopp.
I
And
wrote like the same thing. I was like, Luffy pulls out this huge nut, and it's like, "Why is this nut so hard?" And then he just nuts all over Usopp.
is it? I thought he said it was a fruit. Does he say it's a nut?
Yeah, he says it's a huge nut, or someone says it's a
Weird.
nut,
Weird.
or maybe But he pulls it out, and then he says, "Why is this so hard?" And then he nuts Usopp in the head.
No, he says, "This is too hard," and then he goes, "Hey Usopp, do you want this?" And then he throws it.
And then he nuts on Usopp real hard.
God, they have the most like brother dynamic, like sibling dynamic out of anybody. Is it next that Zoro finds like the little fox guy and pulls up his pants and you see he still has like little leg scars?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Showing off those ankles, Zoro.
Get his ankles out.
And then I definitely typoed on this. I said I think they hear something, or they hear someone, and then immediately Sanji knows it's a woman. It's like they see in the distance. Sorry,
Conus?
yeah. I think the like cat thing that comes up to Zoro, he hears it, and then he's like, "Oh yes,
Yeah.
hello, little girl." And it's just like, Sanji, shut the fuck up. But then they see they see an angel in the distance.
Yeah, Conus. She's playing a harp.
She is. Oh, the harp. That's what my fucking note was about. Is they hear a harp.
What did you type?
It says they hear a hat, and immediately Sanji knows it's a woman. They hear a harp. That's what it is. And then she comes over and she's like, "Hey, you want to drink that nut? Gotta get through the bottom of that nut to get the juice." And then she
Cuts it out and he drinks it. I
"Gotta
watched
drink that nut."
a Book of Boba Fett recently, and it reminded me a lot of the little like fruit things that he pulls out of the ground. Also, I heard just in general Book of Boba Fett was bad. Everybody who said that is
Fuck
fucking
off.
wrong.
Yeah, get out of here.
Boba Fett being adopted by Tusken Raiders, and then also adopting just like the most fucked up menagerie of dudes.
Yeah.
Like he's got the Gamorrean. It's so good. I love.
People didn't like the fucking speeder bike scene where they have like the 1950s style of speeder bikes.
Yeah.
I fucking love that
You-
shit. It's so fucking fun.
I cannot understand how people don't know that Star Wars is supposed to be dumb.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be dumb.
Fucking Danny Trejo shows up with fucking...
Yeah.
He's just like, oh, hey, what's going on? It's me, Danny Trejo. You want this big monster? Great. There you go.
It's like, oh no, Star Wars is serious media. We can't have fun. There can't be a little alien that's just made of boobs. And it's like, don't fucking do this. The Last Jedi is the best movie of the new trilogy.
That's
Bar
true.
none.
I do love Last Jedi very much.
I would watch 2 hours of Luke Skywalker just sucking down green milk.
Sorry, I don't need to go off on a Star Wars tangent because this is a One Piece podcast. But
It's fine.
I would say the only thing that I had a problem with on Last Jedi is they let all the little horsey horses go, but they leave the little children slaves there. And I feel like maybe they should have saved those children slaves when they were on the casino planet. That's it. That's the only thing I had a problem with. Everything else, fucking great. I had a great time with Last Jedi.
The horses, not sentient creatures. They can't choose. The kids, they're staying there of their own volition. They could just leave. They're not in a cage. They could just walk.
They were in a cage. What are you talking about?
I like that this is just the interaction from Community, but instead of racism, it's like, I can excuse child labor violations. I draw the line at animal cruelty.
They're just adding to their resumes. That's all it is.
It's just an internship.
Yeah, it's just a resume buffer. It's fine.
It's fine. It's totally fine. Everything's good. It's good. It's wonderful. It's great. Anyway,
if they didn't want to be there, they shouldn't have been children. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, hey, the kids Anakin interacted with had a worse fate, so really, count themselves lucky.
it's true. Hesso. This is a One Piece podcast. Hesso.
Hesso.
They say Hesso on
Hesso
Skypiea.
truck's back, and it's better than ever for Hesso this year.
Skypiea
Hesso
is
truck
here.
is
You're welcome for the Hess truck theme, everyone. Get that out of your head for the next week.
Yeah, until next Christmas. Pagaya shows up. Also, he's got a bush on his face.
He does. I don't remember who says it because they're all like Hesso, Hesso, and someone just says, "Can't you say hello like normal people?"
I just accidentally swallowed a huge ice cube. Yeah,
it's fine.
Luffy
It'll melt.
Gets so mad whenever somebody speaks a different language. He's like, "Why don't you just speak our language? What's wrong with you?"
Yeah, Luffy's got
Why
a.
do you have to talk weird?
They talk about dials a bunch, which are basically just shells that have different properties.
Yeah, Luffy crashes one of the waivers, which are run-on dials. Chopper tries to save him, so they both start to drown.
Yeah. The dials, just to go into a little more detail, dials are basically... I feel like dials are just their excuse for like, oh, we need technology, so we're just going to have different shells that do different things. Like this shell records audio. This shell shoots out air, and we put it on the back of a boat, and it makes it go.
Are you saying that's a bad thing?
I don't think it's a bad thing. I just think it was like we needed more technology things, so we're just gonna come up with the idea of the dials and just be like, oh, this one's a music dial, this one's a jet dial, this one's a toilet dial.
I don't think you're allowed to say bad things about that, but still think Inspector Gadget was a good idea because it's basically the same thing but with a man.
I don't think it's a bad idea. I'm just trying to give context to whenever we mention dials from now on. And if there's people who listen to the podcast and don't watch One Piece, because there are those people who listen to the podcast.
Do you have a problem with SpongeBob SquarePants?
No, I love SpongeBob.
Because I'm pretty sure
SquarePants.
SpongeBob's whole world runs on dial technology.
I don't mean to misconstrue. I'm using big words. I don't mean to misconstrue my tone. I'm fine with dials.
Okay.
I just also, I guess, slightly feel like maybe there could have been a little more thought. Why can't they have electricity? There was literally a dude who was powered by an engine who had electricity running through him. Why can't there just be electrical things?
Well,
Somebody has a digital watch. I don't know.
You'll get to different technologies later on. Dials are kind of a uniquely Skypiea technology.
Because they're all in a fucking cult.
Do you think transponder snails are what, like when they die,
they
like
become
their
dials?
shells can be used as dials?
That would be fun. And then they fall from the sky because
Or
they don't have
fall
souls
up
in them
to the
anymore.
sky.
Maybe the snails who inhabit the shells go up to the sky, but then maybe just their shells go up to Skypiea, and then their souls stay down on the planet. Because the planet's hell, right? Maybe.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Hey, we cut to Luffy crashing the waiver, and then Zoro's like, anybody gonna save him? And then nobody jumps. So then, did you already say that?
I already said that, yeah.
Son of a bitch. Zoro dragged Luffy out of the water. Usopp drags Chopper out of the water. Then Nami immediately is just shredding up a fucking storm on the waiver, being like, wow, this is so great.
Luffy is not happy about it. Pagaya says a lot of fake science about sea prism stones and shit. And then Luffy and Usopp are just like, oh, yeah, sky prism stones. We have those back home. We understand. Yeah, we knew all about those. We learned them in school. And I like them just like digging on this like random bullshit.
They're just like, yeah, shut the fuck up. We know about this. We know about that. Can I read you some of the quotes I got about the science?
Yeah.
There's two types of clouds. There's sea clouds and island clouds. They have a cloud quarry. Fuck, my notes just jumped ahead of me. They have a cloud quarry that Pagaya. He works at the cloud quarry. Motherfucking sea prison stone carnelian particles ascend into the sky from volcanic eruptions, causing clouds to dense and then become the sea clouds and island clouds. And
then Nami gets lost and she ends up at God's house. Episode 155.
I mean, and then the only thing I would argue else is that just Luffy's so fucking mad at Nami for being so good at riding the waiver. He's like, I don't fucking understand why she's so good at riding that.
Very good.
He's so mad. And we hear that there's a place in the clouds called the Upper Yard that you're not supposed to go to because it's sacred ground, because that's the island where God lives.
And guess where Nami is?
Nami's at the Upper Yard where God lives. Episode 155.
That's probably going to be slightly out of sync. Episode 155. Even heaven has cops. Background MVP is atheism.
Background MVP is atheism? That's fair. I didn't notice until this moment in time that Conus and Pagaya had those antenna balls on their heads.
Yeah.
And I got really mad.
I noticed that immediately. They have like their little weird antenna ball meatball hair.
I got really mad about it.
Why?
I just got really mad. I was like, what the fuck is that supposed to be? What are those? But yeah, they talk about God. There's actually a God, and Zoro's like, I don't care. Luffy.
Yeah, Zoro's like, yeah, I don't believe in God, but like people can believe whatever they want. I don't care.
Yep.
Before we go further, did you know that Pagaya, his voice actor, is also the voice actor for Redfoot Zeph?
Sanji's dad.
Grant James, and sadly, he passed away in 2022.
Oh no.
So rest in peace, Zeph.
This episode of the podcast is dedicated to him.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So just a little. I was like, he sounds familiar, and I looked him up, and I was like, oh, okay. Shit. Just toss that downer in the middle of an episode. That's what professionals do. We're 2 episodes in. Oh my god.
We are. Luffy immediately is like, so there's a place that's we're not supposed to go? I want to go there.
Everyone tells him not to. He's like, don't worry, I won't.
Yeah. And then cut to Nami, and she's like checking out the place that they're not supposed to go. And she's like, what's going on here? And she hears some people, and she's like, gotta go check that out.
But it was just a dial. She just found a dial.
And she listens to the dial, and it's the voices of some dudes who are freaking out about God, and then the sounds of them getting murdered.
Yeah. And then we cut back to the crew, and they realize they can't reach Nami very fast, and they're worried about where she is.
Mm-hmm. Luffy grabs the broken old waver that they got down, and he's like, check this out. I can ride this one just like Nami rode that other one, and then just immediately starts sinking into the clouds, and Zoro has to save him again.
I think we cut back to the upper yard, and there's the big dog that I think we saw in the game.
Yep.
Chasing some random dude, and there's a bunch of weirdos with wings also chasing that guy, yelling at each other because they're like all stealing each other's prey. Do you get the pang of anxiety and like stress when you see too many new characters at once, and you're like, am I gonna have to write all their names down? Do I have to remember them yet? I
get really nervous, and I'm like, fuck. There's so much happening. I need to write all this down. But I didn't.
Yeah, I didn't write. I'm like, well, because they're gonna, I think, one by one reveal themselves and be like, this is my name, and this is my special ability, and this is when I ate the ball fruit.
Yeah, there'll be like a pause screen with like a bunch of text, and we'll just be like, this is their name and what they do, which is fine. We cut over and we see the bazooka wielding bull mask man from earlier, and he's racing towards the upper yard saying Eneru. He says the name Eneru.
Yeah. I bet this guy's going to be an ally. I bet he's going to be like chill at some point.
Maybe it's Kobe. Bazooka Man blows up the forest on the upper yard. And at that point I was like, did he just fucking murder like all of those other characters we saw, including the big dog?
He's so funny.
And then we see the red-haired guy that was getting chased earlier through the forest on the upper yard island that Nami was on, and she watches him get sucked up into the sky by a giant white laser beam.
Yeah, he got pretty hard.
I feel like we're recapping what happens in this episode, but it sounds so fucking weird that it doesn't make sense. But
there's just a lot. There's like a lot, but there isn't.
Yeah.
It's just like weird shit's happening. Like we haven't seen a god laser beam before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just read that he gets glassed. I didn't realize he got pulled up. I thought he just got disintegrated.
I don't know if he got pulled up. I don't know. There was a giant white laser beam that came out of the sky, and then it just kind of was like shaky, crazy black and white animation. So I don't know if he got pulled up or if he just got blown the fuck up.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess we'll find out at some point.
Yep.
We do cut back to the White Berets, aka the Skypiea Police, led by Captain McKinley.
Oh, that was his name. Okay.
Captain McKinley. Yeah. Probably, honestly, not that important. I doubt we see much of that guy going forward. But
I mean, we see him for the next couple episodes, but we probably won't see him more after that.
Yeah, he just starts talking about how the Straw Hats are there illegally, and they're like on an 11th degree crime or something.
Yeah, he said the 11th degree crime, so then he's like, gotta go talk with them. Usopp makes some cloud art, and Sanji hates it. We
missed that.
We cut to Nami racing back on the waiver because she just saw that dude get fucking laser beamed. And then all the white beret dudes just like start crawling up to Luffy on the beach because that's how they walk. They don't walk.
Yeah,
they just
walk
army
normally.
crawl on the ground. And that's the end of the episode. Fucking so much happened, but nothing happened.
Yeah, there's like some denser episodes. Episode 156, Luffy punches a lot of cops.
All of them.
Background MVP, long arm Chopper. There's just a point where Chopper was in the background and his arms were twice as long as normal.
That was so fucking weird. Yeah. I was like, what the
You know
fuck?
what I'm saying?
Why did they do that to him?
I don't know. My first note is just that they explained the X-Toll to berry exchange rate.
Yep.
I didn't remember it. It was like...
It's 10,000 berries, or sorry, 1 berry equals 10,000 X-Toll. So they were like, if they had paid their fee at Heaven's Gate, it would have only been like 700,000 berries. But now they basically just keep pissing off the white berets a bunch, and the dude just keeps like elevating the crime level degree, so from 11 all the way up to like 5, and he's like, now you owe 70 billion X-Toll, which is like 7 million berries, and they're like, what? They say once you accept your punishment, you are free to go once you pay your fee or whatever the fuck. But they don't do that.
Yeah.
They just
Usopp tries to
literally
convince-
don't give a fuck. They're just like, okay, so what are we gonna do now? We gotta go find Nami.
Usopp kind of freaks out about it and tries to get everyone to leave as he sees the crimes are going up. But they like just try to like lay low, but they end up like catching a fish, which is an endangered species or something, and then Luffy bites it, which gets them up to an 8th degree crime.
Yeah.
And then when Nami comes back, they're like, she's like, oh god, what kind of trouble have they gotten into? They better not do anything stupid. And then she finds out that they're just trying to get money. So she just drives straight into McKinley and takes him out.
Yeah. And then that like elevates their crime to the 5th degree, where he basically says, now instead of paying you, we have to send you out to be sentenced to death, which I guess includes like they put their cloud on top of us. They put their ship on top of a single cloud and just send them off into the abyss. And then Robin's like, oh, that's probably what happened to the St. Brice, that ship that ended up falling down, because
yeah, she says like it would have taken years and years for it to fall or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Conus asks everybody to run, but Luffy's not having it. Then the white berets use their special technique. They shoot their milky arrows. I don't like how... I know people don't like the word moist. I think the word milk is worse in certain contexts.
I think milk is fine. I don't like milky.
Yeah, milky is rough. It's
Yeah.
real rough. But yeah, they shoot milky arrows, which just make like solid chemtrails.
Yeah, they're moist, milky chemtrails that they can fucking like rollerblade on.
Yeah, they can do their cloud rollerblades.
Yeah.
Fucking Luffy busts out a new move. Has he used this before? Gum fireworks?
No, it's new. I also wrote it was new. It's very exciting. He spins like a
Yeah.
fucking top and just smashes everybody in every fucking direction.
It's great. It's a really good Luffy move. I bet he uses that later on. I bet he uses that to unpredictably attack somebody.
Attack all the balls.
Maybe he's gonna attack all the balls at
Yeah.
once.
We'll hear more about that later.
They get, after he fucks up the cops, they get put to 2nd degree criminals and are gonna answer to the upper yard priests.
They mention the upper yard priest here. I feel like they don't acknowledge that there's 4 of them until Sanji just like offhandedly says it later. I don't think they clearly say there are 4 priests of the upper yard.
I don't know. It's hard to tell. I feel like One Piece is pretty good about like they probably did say it, but very quietly in the middle of something.
Yeah, like they're like the priests of the upper yard. Oh yeah, there's 4 of them.
Somebody, the fox, said it in a different language. Episode 157. Ride that milky road. Background MVP is a bigger lobster.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
The god lobster.
The super express lobster.
Super
Nami. The episode starts with Nami just beating the fuck out of Luffy. And then I enjoyed Sanji was like really gently comforting Chopper.
Yeah, Chopper like runs away because he's scared, and Sanji just gently puts his hand on Chopper's head, just being like, "I know, buddy, it's okay."
Yeah, and then everyone else just watches Nami continue to beat the fuck out of Luffy, which is great.
He can handle it.
I don't know what it is. I wrote this later. I feel like when a Straw Hat joins the crew, that Luffy must whisper to them off screen what all of his fucking weaknesses are, and that's why every Straw Hat can just beat the fuck out of Luffy and just like no repercussions. Like he just, I don't know, something stupid like that. Because literally later in the episode, Sanji and Usopp just start beating the fuck out of Luffy, and he's just Tate, and like everyone can just
it is like they
push his shit
they're
in.
not going like all out, I imagine, but like they're just like hitting, and like it's probably just nothing to him, so he doesn't care.
Yeah, but it's like inconvenient because he's like,
Though Nami is the only one I think can, definitely actually cause Zoro and Luffy pain, like physical reactions when she hits them.
Interesting.
I think she's just like I think Zoro, Luffy, and Sanji are incredibly strong. I think Nami is not stronger than anybody else except for the three of them. She's like just built to counteract them. She could kill each one of them, but she just doesn't. Yeah.
Anyway, we digress. Conus tells them the only way for them to get back down below the White Sea and the White Sea is by sailing east to Cloud End. Luffy's like, oh, but I want to have a big adventure. And everyone's like, we don't want to fucking die, Luffy.
It's not worth it.
And basically it's like they either have to stay here and have to fight to stay alive, or they go to the island Luffy wants to go to and possibly die there. It's like either way they're going to die, so which one do we want to do?
And then they do a classic split up. Luffy, Sanji, and Usopp go with Conus and Pagaya to get supplies, and everyone else is on the ship. Chopper does just the smoothest animation of being a little guy, then he transforms into a big guy, pulls himself up, and then he transforms to hoist himself back up over the railing and like plop on his butt. And Robin's like, oh, I would have gotten the ladder for you.
Yeah, she was like
very sweet.
It's very good. It's very, very good. Conus tells Nami and them on the ship how to navigate off of Skypiea. And then Chopper and Robin are basically just like skeptical that Luffy's going to just do whatever the fuck he wants to do. Conus walks away, but then she stops on the large steps on the island looking back at the ship, and we see a large purple flash in the clouds around the ship. What could it be?
I think wasn't Robin kind of skeptical of Conus for a second?
Yes, for sure. We cut over Usopp, Sanji, Luffy are eating the fuck up all the food with Pagaya. But then the ship is in trouble.
It gets got. It starts moving backwards. And they find out that they're being taken by the Super Express lobster up to the White Sea Super. Oh yeah. They're being taken by the Super Express lobster to the White Sea.
Well, they're on the White Sea.
Oh no, they're being taken by the White Sea Super Express lobster. Is the note I wrote. It just didn't make sense as I was reading it.
They're being taken to the upper yard
as a sacrifice.
Yeah, Zoro attacks fucking the giant lobster. Then fucking giant skyfish are following the lobster. Pagaya says the lobster's taken to the upper yard for the sacrifice. And then Sanji, Usopp, and Luffy are like, all right, well, we got to go fucking deal with these upper yard priests and walk right up to their front door and beat them the fuck up. And then we get some CGI trees.
CGI trees.
And then a new
There's always
closing
gonna
credits
be a little
song.
bit. Yeah, I have not internalized the new closing credit song at all.
I've
I
skipped
just
it every
remember
time.
that there's a part where Luffy's on a bike and then he gets tuckered out.
Nice.
So, and then naturally, any outro song leads to the next episode, which is
Episode 158. I feel like we're doing a lot of recapping, but it's also like this is like the first 8 episodes of the arc, so there's like so much fucking exposition.
We'll get off track at some point.
Oh,
Really an hour in.
I'm about to get there, baby. I'm about to get there.
Episode 158 titled "God Blasting Some Sinners."
That's what you do. That's what he do.
God blasted some sinners. All right. Did you have a tangent now, or do you just want to like get to it when it happens?
I mean, we can just get to it. I mean, Konus is basically just like leading Luffy, Usopp, and Sanji through like fucking town,
Lovely Street or whatever.
Lovely Street, because they're gonna go basically find a ship so that they can go get to the upper yard.
Yeah.
I don't know. And as they're walking, they're like they're walking by a lot of other citizens of Skypiea, and fucking like everybody has wings. Everyone in Skypiea, we haven't mentioned this, I don't think, at all. Everybody in Skypiea has these like shitty tiny little wings.
Little like cherub wings that are clearly vestigial, like useless.
Yeah.
And then they have these sharp little like ponytail, like head tail things that go up, and then they have little balls, hair balls at the end of them.
Yeah. Can I?
2 of them on there.
I don't think any of that shit is real. I don't think their stupid wings are real. I don't think their stupid antennas are real. I think
Do you
these
think it's
are
all
like
just like a look.
I think these people are like real people from like down on the fucking earth, and like I think they got indoctrinated into some like weird fucking cult by this Eneru guy, and like they found these livable clouds that they live on, and they're like, oh cool, yeah, because you live in the cloud, you get this cool little backpack which has fucking wings on it, and you can wear these dumb antennae, and now you live in heaven, and now you're better than people down below. Congratulations.
Okay, so from my understanding, to you, currently Skypiea is both Fire Festival and Jared Leto's Cult Island.
100%.
Okay.
I think it's definitely Fire Festival and Jared Leto's Cult Festival. I don't understand.
You don't think it's like that's just how they are for some reason, and then their actual god has been forced out and Eneru is taken over, and then Luffy's gonna beat him, and then their previous god's gonna go in place?
I mean, later on in the episode, Konus calls Gonfall, the Sky Knight. She's like, when will you come back to us, God? Or whatever, like saying that implying that he's their real god. So I'm sure this Eneru dude is like a fucking, like, he's a usurper of like the fucking Heaven's Gate, Upper Yard, whatever the fuck bullshit. But like,
I mean, it's called Heaven's Gate. It is pretty culty.
I just don't think these people are like actually angels. I think these wings are dumb bullshit. And I think they're just like part of their dumb clothes, and they're like all fucking just like completely fucking just like brainwashed by this Eneru fucking dumb shit guy. I'm sure he's just like a fucking guy who has like a fucking mind control fruit or some shit, and he's just like got all these people under his like bullshit like spell. Sorry. I don't mean to say it's. I don't mean to be like mean about it. I'm just like, man,
this is what's gonna happen.
These dumb wings. I hate those stupid wings.
Those giants, though, the giants we saw that scared off the big turtle.
Yeah.
Didn't they have wings?
They had wings that were the same shape as these wings that these people wear.
Yeah.
Which then furthers my sort of thought that they're not actually giants. I feel like it's either like a giant fucking blown up balloon to like ward people off, or it's like a fucking like projection, like using fucking like shadow puppet bullshit to make people stay away
scare
from
people
the
off.
clouds. Yeah.
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 Oh, you might be onto something.
Yeah. Sorry, tired to go off my conspiracy
I-
tangents.
I hope it's that, because I feel like that's more exciting than just like there's a guy and he's making everybody here have a bad time.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
Anyway.
This episode starts with Luffy just marching blindly, and Conus offers to guide them, but she's being sketchy about it.
Yes.
Luffy gets into some antics. I think he like zooms up to a thing and then falls off of it immediately or something.
Mm-hmm.
I think I got distracted and couldn't be bothered to rewind the episode about what happens.
The main thing that's going on is that Sanji has a pink Hawaiian shirt and he's wearing
Yes.
capri pants.
Yes, which we see a lot of in his little, like, not evenly hairy legs, just like little, just it looks like he's got legs like he shaves them regularly, but he forgot to shave them for a couple days.
Yeah. Like
That's
he
what
just
his legs look like.
like just his ankles are shaved. Like usually he shaves like so if he has to show off his feet.
He doesn't have hair on his ankles. It's gotten worn away because of the dress socks he wears with his suits.
Yes, of course. Of course. That makes
Is that
sense.
canon?
I hope that's canon.
I hope so.
I didn't know if that was like one of the Ask Oda things. They mentioned there's like a goblin statue that looks like a penis from behind. And it's called Verth, and it's their like weird god.
It represents
Thing or
the
not
eternal
God.
ambitions of the angel people.
Yeah,
Bullshit.
sure.
Dumb shit.
It's just a fertility idol.
Yeah, pretty much. Just give us hard dick. Sorry. Without this statue, we could not procreate as angels.
Oh man, how do you think angels reproduce? Do you think they like connect their little like their little head buds?
I think they take off their wings and they take off their antenna and they get into a bed like normal people.
What?
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 Sorry, they smash their bodies together until they become one.
I think you mean that like two people get married and then a stork shows up and brings a baby, Matt. That's how that happens.
Two people get married and then they find a bird. And then they find the bird.
That's probably how it works in One Piece. I bet people don't have sex.
I'm sorry I said that. Sorry.
I think I don't think I heard that. I think that cut out on my end.
I
You don't
can
have to repeat it.
Okay, that's fine. The historian's
listen.
looking at.
No, Matt, repeat yourself.
I said two people get married, and then they get a bird, and then they fuck the bird. I'm sorry. Do you think people are gonna stop listening to the podcast because of my comments?
If they haven't yet, then they're not going to. If they haven't yet, they are not going to.
Hey everyone, if you have thoughts on how procreation and creating a baby works, send us what you think it is.
We can ask the one person in our Discord who we know is a father.
You can put it in the smut channel on the Discord. Also, if you're not on the Discord, join the Discord.
Yeah, join the Discord. What is this meme you just posted, historian? I watch One Piece, two hands shaking. I skipped Skypiea arc. Washing hand? Is that
That's the sign of a weak One Piece fan. Of if they skipped
Oh.
watching Skypiea.
is Skypiea supposed to be the weakest arc?
Skypiea, I think, is the first one that like truly. Well, I don't know though, because like rewatching Alabasta, like Skypiea it's a long arc, and some
There's so
people
much
are
fucking
too weak for that.
downtime. Is there as much downtime in Skypiea as there is in Alabasta, where you're just like, why are they doing this? Why is this happening?
I think not necessarily. I think Skypiea has, at least from when I watched it. Now, mind you, my One Piece experience, my timeline is all over the place.
Yeah.
Skypiea, I took a break from and went back to because Skypiea takes a little while into the arc to pay off why it is so worth it and why it is a good story. And once you get there,
Okay.
it just is probably, I think, one of my favorite stories in One Piece.
Interesting. Okay. I haven't minded so far. We're only like 8 episodes in, but I think it doesn't have the issue that Alabasta had, where you have this character who's like, this is urgent. We need to go do this. We have to get here now. And it's taking forever. Right now, what they're doing is pretty nebulous. They're just trying to find each other again, so it's not too bad. Mm-hmm. It's not like there's like a ticking time bomb, and it's like, why are we spending like 30 episodes floundering in a desert with umbrella pirates? Why is this a thing?
If it takes them like 20 more episodes, though, to get back together, I might get a little upset. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think One Piece is just the Scooby-Doo of anime, where everybody gets split up.
Yeah, everybody gets split up, then they get brought back together again, and they split up again, and they get back. Sorry.
I think Arlong Park has been the best so far.
Arlong Park was great. Didn't you like Warship Island? I like
the Millennial Dragons. I'm here for it.
Shut up, Mike. Shut up.
I hold that Alabasta used to be a kingdom of Millennial Dragons.
A piece.
A piece of shit.
Kona shows them a small boat called the Crow, and Luffy had been looking at all the other boats, being like, "Look at these sweet boats! I want that boat
or something."
But she's like, "No, this is the boat you're gonna use," and Luffy's like, "Oh, that's stupid."
There's so much back and forth here that's like nothing.
Luffy gets punched the fuck in the face, and he has huge big lips, and it's hilarious.
I was trying to find, like, genuinely, because you were talking about that screenshot and it being funny. There are so many face hits that Luffy takes that his face just gets, like, blown to bits in, like, childhood cartoon beat up, that there's too many to pick from.
Luffy calls out Conus for trembling, and then Conus reveals that she's the one who called the Super Express lobster. And basically she reveals that, like, once a member of the angel cult that they are in knows about criminals, that they have to lead them to the upper yard, or the citizen of the cult will be killed by Eneru, the god. I keep saying cult. They never mention cult, but I'm calling it a cult.
It's pretty culty.
Then a white laser beam shoots out of the sky.
Yeah, big god beam comes down, leaves a big crater. Everyone's like, "Oh, what happened?" But it turns out the one and only King Arthur Gonfall saved them. Monkey D. Gonfall, Luffy's dad.
And Pierre.
And Pierre, the great Pegasus Pierre. Conus, like Matt was saying before, she's like, "Why don't you come back to us, God?" And it's like, whoa, and then there's credits.
And then, Luffy, Sanji, and Usopp take the crow ship, and they head off for the Cloud Road to Upper Yard.
Upper Yard.
Upper Yard there, kid.
Matt, I have to go grab my laundry from the basement. Will you vamp? I'm going to clap here.
Do you want me to vamp, or do you want me to continue to recap?
Just vamp.
All right, I can.
Vamp.
Hey,
just talk about something with the historian.
Well,
you guys talk about.
I asked friends for messages from them, so I can answer the messages while you're gone, unless you really want to join in on the messages from our friends.
I don't know. We're gonna see how long it takes. If I don't get back in time, I don't deserve it.
Okay, great.
Right,
I think
bye,
there's
guys, love you.
All right, love you too. Bye. Hey everyone. Now it's just me and the historian. It's the cool hour. Welcome to the Fun Piece Cool Hour. It's me, your host, Matt. We're definitely calling it that.
No.
Hey, historian.
Hey, Matt.
I've got a question from friend of the show, Galaxy, who created that sweet bingo card that you can find on our Discord channel.
This question.
Galaxy says, "Hi, I have a question, or two similar ones. Haha. If you could choose a devil fruit power from the ones you've seen so far, which ones would it be? And if you could make up your own devil fruit for yourselves, what would those be like? Hope you have fun with this episode. Thank you so much, Galaxy. That was a great question. Let's go over to you, historian. What would be your devil fruit, or what would you make up of the ones Mike and I have seen so far?
I know, that's what I'm trying to think of, which ones you have and haven't seen yet.
Interesting.
I can't even ask, being like, oh, have you seen this characters yet? Because I don't even think if you know that character has one, kind of thing.
I probably haven't.
I
mean, I can pull something out.
Of the ones we've seen, I think I would like to have the smoke fruit, the plume plume.
Smoke fruit plume?
The plume fruit.
You want to be a smoker?
Yeah, I just think it would be cool. I think it would be convenient. I'm so lazy. If I didn't have to walk, if I could just turn into smoke and like warp into the other room where I want to be, incredible.
I do like Smoker's devil fruit a lot. I feel like I'm trying to remember number 5 from the he like basically like picked his nose and then would flick it at people and it would explode. But I feel like he could do that with like any part of his Agent 5 from
the
from Alabasta.
Yeah, it's Mr. 5.
Mr.
Yes.
5, sorry, not Agent 5.
The bomb fruit.
The bomb fruit. So the bomb fruit, was that just like he could just take any part of his body like and explode it, or was it?
I'm going to read this straight from the Wikipedia so you know it's true.
Straight from the horse's mouth. From Pierre's mouth.
From Pierre's mouth. Fruit's main strength is that its user can detonate their entire body, limbs, or any manner of living article of their being to a human bomb, generating powerful explosive forces that harm anything but the user itself. So basically he was using the boogers, which he could flick as throwable extensions of himself to blow up. But really, if he just wanted to like go up to whoever he wanted to fight, hug them, and then blow up his entire body, he could do that.
So and then he would be fine. He could blow up his entire body and he'd be fine.
When it is his explosion, and it does list as well, it grants immunity against explosions, cannonballs, etc.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I feel like you deal with a lot of explosions, so that's like a pretty good devil fruit to have.
Okay.
Bomb fruit would be pretty cool. You okay?
The bomb fruit?
So Galaxy sent in a question asking if of the devil fruits we have encountered so far, which one would you like to have, or alternatively, what devil fruit would you make up and have? I was saying the bomb fruit that Mr. 5 had during Alabasta was kind of cool. But I also, my favorite superhero is the Flash. For since 2006, I think. Love that Flash. Love that speedster boy. So I don't know. Maybe the speed fruit, the quick fruit. I don't know. That might be kind of cool. Historian said the plume fruit, smoker's fruit, would be kind of cool.
Yeah, I'd be into that one. I feel like it'd be really handy.
I mean, it'd be the opposite of handy because you'd just be smoke.
I mean, like, he can just, like, fly with it is the thing.
You can do anything. As historian said, you could vorp into another room.
I am a fan of stretchy powers. I think that's a good time.
Mr. Fantastic over here.
I mean, Bon Clays would be really good to have. If you're like an actor.
That'd be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you just wanted to like
a lot of fraud.
Oh, you know who's I would like? I don't remember. Sorry, forget everything I already said. I want Robins. I like Robins.
You want arms?
Ooh, that is a really good one.
I want Robins.
Sorry, I was just realizing with Bon Clay's fruit, if you were like a local politician, your entire job is just shaking people's hands. Imagine how much power you would have.
Wow.
Or like if you have that and you shake the hand of a local politician, then you just have to get their wallet, clean their fucking bank account out. Done.
What if you did
so much petty crime?
What if you did that as a local politician and then you literally just changed into every single person and walked into the voting place and just voted everyone for yourself? Voter fraud. Bon Clay voter fraud.
I want to know what would happen if I had the human fruit.
Mm.
Do you become like Captain America, superhuman? Do you just die?
Do you? I don't know, because you're technically a human already. Should we jump back into recapping?
I'm still thinking about this.
Okay. All right. Well,
Wait.
waiting.
Chop fruit. I would go chop fruit. I would 100% go chop fruit. That would be so handy. I would get a prosthetic ass, and I would leave my ass and genitals at home by my toilet at all times, and I would never have to leave to go to the bathroom. I just, whenever I need to. I wouldn't even have to get up. I could take my hand off and just reach across the room, go pick something up, bring it back. I would become the best professional wrestler. Imagine you see somebody get just like power slammed and then they just shatter into a million pieces.
Oh man, that would be very fun.
Good. I'm going chop fruit.
Okay.
All
right.
Even if it means becoming a juggalo.
Oh my god.
Episode 159, Zorro, King of the Jungle.
I'm trying to remember how many episodes it's been since we last saw Buggy. It's definitely been like 20 episodes.
Too many. It's been too many episodes.
Buggy
It's always too
watch.
many episodes. Even when he's in the episode, it's been too many episodes since we've seen Buggy.
It's true.
My
Buggy.
background MVP for this episode was shark cannibalism.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
And my first note is, why is Luffy driving the gondola?
My first note is Sanji got his pink Hawaiian shirt, black capris, and goggles hanging around his neck, showing off some skin and some shin.
My next, sometimes I have special notes that aren't necessarily in order, but things I observed, and it's a little star next to it, and it just says Sanji's capri pants.
They're very
Little
important.
fucking ankles.
Very important.
I think the historian sent me a comic of, and I've probably talked about it before, but it's just like Zoro lounging, and then Sanji in shorts, and then he's just like, "What's this? I didn't know we were running a brothel." It's the funniest thing. So good. All right.
Luffy, Usopp, and Sanji start sailing into the upper yard.
Yeah, there's a bunch of like fucking Indiana Jones traps along the way.
Swinging blades and fucking crazy spears and shit.
A frisbee. I don't.
Frisbee blade, and then Luffy's just like gumming, pistoling, bazooka, pinwheel, all of them just out of the way.
I like with the frisbee. I think it's a little bit later, but they're just like, Luffy, do something. He's like, yeah, don't worry, I'll get it. And then he's like sitting there, and he's just like, I got nothing, and they just have to dodge again.
Meanwhile, Chopper, Nami, Robin, and Zoro are on the Mary, and they were dropped on top of a sacrificial altar of the upper yard.
In the middle of some other water stuff.
Yep.
Chopper does not want to be sacrificed. Did you? They see a shark. Did you get Robin's line here?
Yes. She goes, "Oh, a shark in the sky, a sky shark."
The delivery was so good.
It was so good. It was very, very good.
And I think at some point Nami just looks at her and she goes, "Why are you so calm about this?"
Yeah, yeah. Zoro attacks it immediately, and he's underwater with like goggles on, and he's just like fucking attacking it. And then he ends up just like fucking punching it, and then it fucking just like knocks down.
Yeah, and then Nami gives him shit about punching it.
Yeah, she's like, "You're a swordsman, you punch it?"
We get Zoro shirtless, being a dude, and I really like the dynamic. This moment felt like it's happened a lot before, where Zoro fucks up his shirt, so Nami just throws him another one.
Yeah. Yes, it's I love that. That was very good. She throws him a sweet blue tank top that he puts on, so he shows off his arms.
The blue tank top becomes iconic in Skypiea. Zoro's Skypiea fit is
very good.
Probably one of his best in the whole series.
Hell yeah.
I like vest open Luffy with a little armband too. Luffy's fit doesn't change that much, but he's just got like that slight change. Slight change.
I don't know what the fuck was going on with the animators for Luffy for this one, but they were like fucking just like chiseling out Luffy's fucking abs through all of these episodes. I was like, why is all of a sudden Luffy just like fucking like yoked the fuck up? Just like
there was actually the one time I noticed it looked like Luffy looked like he had normal person abs where it was just kind of like fat folded over when he was sitting down. And I was like, oh, that looks like natural and nice. But yeah, I don't know, he's just a thin boy. Maybe he's like sucking it in all the time.
I don't know. Luffy and them are on the boat, on the crow boat, and they're going, and then Sanji sees a giant water worm, a lamprey, if you will, a sky lamprey. He kicks that big old worm. They cut back to Zoro and them, and Zoro's underwater with the shark, and Robin says, "Oh, if he was dead by now, the clouds would be red."
Yeah, which this is when Nami's like, "Why are you so calm about?"
Yeah.
This is so good. So
At
he punches the shark.
At this point, I was like, Zoro's getting a lot of accidental baths this arc. He's probably
How effective are cloud baths?
He's probably, I don't know, but he's probably the cleanest he's been in a very long time.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
I like that after all this stuff happens, they go back and forth, and Zoro gets his new shirt and everything, and he's like, well, I'm going to go scout. And I can't believe nobody was like, no, you're not. Like, there's no way you can go alone.
Yeah.
Chopper the entire time is just so hyped about Zoro. He like says some cool badass stuff, and Chopper's like, oh my god, Zoro, you're the coolest guy ever.
Yeah. He says they're talking about going to find the god Eneru, and Zoro says, by the time I'm done with him, this god's gonna bow to me.
Yeah. Chopper's like
"Ah!"
so about it. And I think Robin wants to join because she thinks there might be treasure, so Nami joins too, and then just leaving Chopper alone on the ship.
Yeah. Zoro's just like, just fix the ship, Chopper. We'll see you later.
Yeah. And Chopper's totally fine with it until later, but I like that Zoro gets like, there's a vine that Robin like hoists up to him, and he just goes like, and then does the worst Tarzan yell ever.
Oh.
I
Yeah.
think I had mentioned to Matt, I was like, Zoro is probably his silliest in the Skypiea arc. I fucking love Zoro in Skypiea. He's like exceptionally stupid.
Is very good.
He's so dad. He's such the like Archie Bunker of this group.
I love him.
But so like seeing him occasionally be like an absolute goofball is really good. I like that they all, so like Robin goes over, then Nami is like nervous about it. She gets over, like just barely, and Robin like catches her, and it's like, oh, you were brave after all. And then it just, Zoro's just next to her. He's like standing there and just does the Tarzan call again. He's like, that, you should have done that.
He's like, you should have done that. Yeah. I think I've been waiting for silly Zoro. I feel like I've been waiting for this version of Zoro, and it makes me so happy.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's good.
It's very good. Chopper's just gonna fix the ship. He freaks out. It's fine. Luffy Gum pistols another worm, and then Luffy, Sanji, and Usopp come across 4 door openings on the Cloud River they're on.
The different ordeals.
The ordeals of swamp, iron, strings, or balls. They say spheres, but it's balls. Balls.
Speaking of episode 160,
Balls.
dodgeball.
Oh, nice.
Background MVP, because there's none of them, is Hammer that falls downstairs.
I do like Hammer that falls downstairs. My background
It's-
MVP is balls.
I almost went with Ball Snake, but I decided against it.
Ball
I feel like
snake.
that hammer has showed up a lot.
Yes.
That hammer's been around, so I'm giving Hammer some respect.
That hammer has seen some shit.
I didn't have too many notes on this one, weirdly. It's just kind of Luffy getting fucked up.
I can go through my notes if you want. I mean, Zoro's impatient. He wants God to come to them instead of Nami's on the ground like praying that everything's gonna go okay. And then she almost falls into like the Cloud River, but then Zoro and Robin save her. And then Robin is like, "Huh, dirt. Look at this, dirt." And they're like, "Yeah,
I think
dirt."
I was just like, myself, I'm like, I don't understand what she's talking. Oh, and then she explains it's not clouds, and I'm like, oh, that is weird, actually.
Yeah, it's like, why is this one island dirt and not clouds? Because they're in the clouds. It's dirt.
It's dirt.
Then we cut back to Luffy, Sanji, and Usopp, and we're getting like the swamp iron strings, spheres / balls. And then
they're trying to figure out which is the best option, and
it basically
kind of goes through like what each could be.
Yeah, he's basically going through like every possible scenario. Basically, each of these swamp iron string spheres is like one of the priests of the upper yard they're gonna have to deal with. And for a moment, I thought that the priest for the spheres was Django because he had those big glasses.
Oh,
But it's not Django.
be cool if Django came. Well, I mean, Django already came back. He's a Marine now.
He is. Luffy chooses balls because they're like, he chooses spheres, and he says, "I choose spheres because they're like balls."
And balls are fun.
Balls are fun.
I like that when they're going through it, they're like, oh, what if it's like Luffy's like, what if it's like one of those games where if you choose the wrong door, like we just, I don't know, fall down all the way down to the blue sea.
Yeah. And then they shoot out of their tunnel and they're just flying through the air.
Yeah.
And they're like,
You can see the other outlets too for the other tunnels, and they all have pathways.
Yeah, it's great. It's very good.
Yeah, so they make it down. There's balls everywhere, just cloud balls floating around. And then one gets close, and it turns into a snake. So Luffy kicks it or punches it.
Sanji kicks it and it
Sanji kicks it.
I think Luffy gets rid of the sky snake, but then Sanji kicks another one and it explodes.
Yeah, and then this fucking weird Elton John man appears, introducing himself as Satori of the Forest, or I guess the show introduces him as that. He just says he's Satori, and he says there's surprise clouds, and that he's one of Eneru's priests, and he dances a whole lot.
He kind of looks like Dr. Robotnik. He's got like long red hair. He's a big beef boy. He's wearing like an all white jumpsuit, and then he has like a little yellow hat, like Devo hat,
like a young Dr. Robotnik.
Yeah.
I can see that.
That's kind of the vibe I
I
was feeling.
I think Luffy just tries to punch him. Satori just or something happened before that.
Luffy tries to gum pistol him, and then he dodges, and then he like puts his hand on Luffy's face, and then it makes like a sound, and then Luffy goes like flying and hits a tree.
Yeah, he fucks him up. He does it to Sanji and Usopp too.
Yep.
I noticed that he has a very distinct laugh. He goes ha ha hoi.
Yeah.
Whatever he does.
And then he basically takes their crow boat and he like sets it like on autopilot to start zooming up the Cloud Riverway. And he basically sets up like an escape room in the forest where he's like, all right, well, your boat's going away and I got all my surprise balls, so you have to go catch your boat or you're gonna die.
Your boat's still running, better go catch it.
Yep.
We see elsewhere Chopper's just freaking out, and then he's like, oh, I'll just actually, Luffy and them are coming, so I'll just fix the ship and be useful. And then he hammers his finger, drops the hammer right next to where the sharks are. That's like a whole pretty drawn out scene. Poor little guy. I don't know why they left him alone. I feel like every time they every time they do, he kind of loses it a little bit.
I think he does, but also I know it's like I know it's a confidence thing for Chopper, but like he can transform into a big hulking beast man. he
fucks shit up.
He can fuck everyone up real bad. And I know it's just a confidence thing for him. He's just got to build up his confidence. He'll be great.
I'm sure he'll get there.
Oh, yeah.
He just needs some rumble balls.
He does. Usopp and Sanji need to catch up with the ship. Luffy's all excited, and he's like, I'm going to fight this guy. I'll catch up with you guys later. And then, like, it seems like Satori of the Forest, the priest, can, like, predict attacks.
He's got the mantra, the power of mantra.
Yeah, the mantra fruit, where he gives everyone a daily horoscope. I don't know.
My feeling is, so I feel like somebody alluded to it in a conversation once, that there's not just devil fruits as ways for people to be strong.
Yes.
As evidenced by Sanji and Zoro.
Yes.
In JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, there is a thing called Hamon that they drop pretty quickly in favor of ghost powers. Hamon?
Hamon? Isn't that
and
Spanish
like
for ham?
Probably. I don't know.
Did I make that up? Sorry, you can keep going.
No, it's all good. But it's like a power that people can use to like extend their limbs slightly and like channel their like breath and energy into attacks and stuff. Is it just Spanish for ham?
It's a dry cured ham produced in Spain.
Nice.
Hilarious. Perfect. Just name like your powerful technique after food.
Sorry.
So I wonder if like mantra or there's something equivalent to that we're going to see more of. Like people can like find a way to tap into Dragon Ball Z type powers without eating a fruit.
Yeah, they eat ham instead.
They just a little bit of ham and then they can dodge everything.
Sorry.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
No, that's great. I'm sure that's something that can happen.
You're giving me flashbacks to when I was in middle school and I was trying to like tell my sisters excitedly, I'm like, no, there's this show called Dragon Ball and there's a character named Piccolo and he's really cool. And they're just like, pickles? And I'm like, no.
No,
and like
but
you realize that you're like, I'm a child. I take this thing so seriously and I'm trying to describe it to you and I can't realize how ridiculous the names are.
I appreciate you taking it seriously, and I'm not putting down you taking it seriously. I just can't get over.
I'm an adult. I can recognize that it's funny.
Hamon is Spanish for ham, and I just am picturing
Hold
like
on,
JoJo being like, "Oh, I gotta power up," and eating some ham and being like, "Ready to go." Just like that.
Apparently, Hamon is also the Japanese practice of excommunication from a dojo or apprenticeship. It's also a thing in swordsmithing.
Hell yeah, everybody's eating ham.
You are not wrong. There is a very similar, almost a name, but concept, that there are other kinds of abilities that characters can have outside of devil fruit powers that aren't, mutually exclusive. Devil fruits, you eat one and that's it, game over. The other thing, you can kind of just go buck wild. If you got it, you got it.
Interesting. Maybe they eat vegetables.
Angel vegetables.
Angel vegetables. Oh. Hey.
That's what the One Piece is.
The end of the episode, it ends with Luffy getting his head smashed in a bunch into a tree, and then his head is caught in the tree. That's That's the cliffhanger at the end of the episode.
Well, the dude, fucking Elton John there, says something. He's just like, I will defeat you or whatever. But it ends so weird. It's like, it was such a soft, like, it wasn't like, boom, like, to be continued. It was just like a soft, like, to be continued.
It was like Sanji, it was like a Sanji voiceover, and Sanji and Usopp being like, we gotta go get this boat. And then Luffy's head is stuck in the tree. It was a weird cliffhanger. I feel like they don't normally have weird cliffhangers like that at the end of the episodes.
I don't know. They're not all going to be perfect, man.
They're not.
They're not all going to be the Warship Island arc.
It's not. They're not all going to be. We're in the Sky PP. Okay, we're just into the Sky PP, so we have a lot to explore in the Sky PP.
Before we get into whatever else we're going to do, I don't think we have any listener mail other than from TikTok telling us about stuff.
We have the game.
We also had the game.
Oh, we have the game.
Also, I don't have
Okay.
any other private messages from people. I just had the one from a friend of the show, Galaxy. Thank you,
That's
Galaxy.
okay. We're doing the next 8 episodes?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm ready for
So
the
that's
game.
161.
This edition of the game was recommended by friend of the show, Molten Garnet.
Oh.
This one's actually a GIF format, or it should be. I didn't test it. It should upload into Discord as a GIF. If it doesn't, that's going to be embarrassing for me.
Okay. The game.
But it says GIF, so yeah, it's working as a GIF.
Is this... hold on a second.
Oh,
Everybody is racing to the Discord right now.
I know what he's looking for.
Okay, so a dear close friend of mine went to New York, and she does not know much about One Piece other than who Tony Chopper is. So she was looking at a bunch of books and found one with like skeletons and stuff, and that had Tony Chopper on it. It's volume 46. I don't know how that translates to the anime,
Okay.
but there are zombies on it, like this GIF.
This
GIF is
fucker.
Luffy, and Luffy's wearing the same colors.
This son of a bitch is cheating in the game.
He's got an orange vest and red shorts,
He's
and
cheating.
he's walking over to.
He's cheating the game. What volume of the manga is that? You have to tell me what number it is, or else you're cheating.
Volume 46. How do we think this translates to the anime?
Well, I will give you the privileged information that I know. I believe they're up to volume 101.
Well, I can tell you it's
I
after
think.
Water 7 Part 15, and it's the start of Thriller Bark.
You son of a bitch.
You say that like it's going to help him.
You son of a bitch. Well, I also know, I'm trying to give you privileged information that I know. I know that Water 7 is coming up shortly after Skypiea.
Okay, so this is probably like, do you think like the 300s? Because we're
Is it-
getting into longer arcs.
Well, yeah, pretty sure, isn't Water 7 like 100 and something episodes?
No.
Oh, well, never mind then. I'm going to say 292.
Okay. 292. Mike?
292. What are we on? 160?
You fucking
Let's say
prices right me.
250.
250. Okay.
Yeah.
Neither
Oh,
of
hey, it's that cum ghost that you guys posted about in the Discord.
There's a
Yeah.
cum ghost?
I just saw a little cum ghost.
Oh, nice.
Surprisingly, neither of you are close enough by like a pretty wide margin. At least 50 episodes. This is from episode 341.
Ugh,
Whoa.
that's almost 314. The other day was Pi Day. What does that say? Hogback?
Hogback.
Hogback!
Is this spoilers?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it's spoilers. Oh, Frankie's in this.
Who the fuck is Frankie?
There's
Well-
like at least 3 immediate pieces of Frankie merch in the room you're sitting in right now, Matt.
I don't care. Fucking sorry. I don't know who the fuck Frankie is, and I know I keep saying who the fuck is Frankie. I got a fucking Instagram sponsored
There's-
post
listen.
of his fucking Hawaiian shirt, and I know you all posted it in the fucking merch thing in the Discord. I want that shirt so bad. That shirt is so fucking cool. I want that shirt so bad.
My first introduction to One Piece, aside from watching a video of on YouTube of Luffy saying a bad word in Japanese, was Big Island, Strong Island,
Strong World.
Strong World. Fuck. It was Strong World, which I watched while under the influence of THC and
Legal.
alcohol.
It's legal.
So I was pretty dazed. I could not fucking tell you what Chopper does in that, because I don't think I could comprehend that he was a little guy who transformed. So I thought there was just different characters. I don't remember what the skeleton did. I don't remember what Usopp Sanji did. I remember one scene with Zoro The one I remember the most is Frankie, who kept turning bugs into motorcycles.
What? Bugs
Yeah.
into motorcycles?
I also
So
need
I
you
think
to
you're
know,
gonna like Frankie.
Mike, I think that was probably like a really good movie for you to watch in as far as One Piece movies out of context, because the main fight in Strong World, no one uses powers, everyone gets guns and bazookas. So
yeah,
like
they
they're
walk into no,
What?
seriously, the climax of this is they all walk in, they're like, we're gonna do this, we're gonna take this guy out, and they all walk in suits and just pull out
suits.
guns.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
And just
It's
shoot
just like
the
they're-
place up.
Yeah, it's really good.
We gotta watch some
So,
of these
like-
movies.
I thought it would be hilarious if that's how they dealt with the big bads of every arc. They're like,
Just don't
yeah,
go.
Usopp, get the gun.
Get the gun.
Um,
Well, Usopp is the sniper of the team. He refers to himself
Yeah.
as the sniper in these episodes.
I'm
as
curious
well.
when he's gonna, because he talked about, was it in the last episode bunch where he was talking about how he, oh man, no, I think it was in these ones. He was talking about how he is the shipwright, but he's not actually the shipwright. He just has to wear a lot of hats right now because they don't. 90% of their crew is useless people.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like Nami has a clear job. Chopper has a clear job. Sanji has a clear job. And Usopp does everything else.
Yeah.
He maintains the ship. He, like, makes things for people. He does, like, all that stuff. Zoro, Robin, and Luffy are there. They're just hanging out. Being muscle. So, I mean, Frankie's got to be the shipwright because he's a robot.
I mean, all I know about Frankie is that he's kind of a robot, and also that one GIF I saw on TikTok of him being the torso of a Voltron-like joining of Straw Hats, where he was the torso, and then everybody else was like the arms and legs, and that's all I know.
He looks like Johnny Bravo.
And he looks like blue kind of Johnny Bravo man.
I bet we're gonna like Frankie. Do we see Frankie next or Brooke? Brooke, the skeleton.
Brooke, who's next? Tell us. You have to.
I don't gotta do shit.
I know
I'm-
it's not Jimby. I know it's not John B. the Genie.
Who the fuck is Jimby, whatever his name is? I don't. I still don't. I still don't know. We talked about it in the other episode. I have no fucking idea what that guy looks like at all. I haven't fucking seen. I know he's over here somewhere, but I'm not gonna look. I don't fucking know what Jimby is.
Stop calling him Jimby.
I
I
used-
beg of you.
His name's Jimby. What?
Please stop calling him Jimby.
His name is Jim Bean. No, I think I like because I saw
Jimmy
pictures of
Bean.
him online all over the
Jimmy
place.
Bean breakfast sandwiches. James
He-
Beam.
He looks cool. I don't know what the fuck's going on with him though. I don't know what his deal is.
His name's James Dean, and he was an actor, and now he's a big blue man who's a pirate. Jimmy B.
Maybe he ate the blue fruit, and that's why he's blue, and that's his only power.
Maybe his name was Big Bro Johnny, and then he ate the imbi fruit.
Oh.
And now he's Jimmy B. Jim B.
Maybe he's just a genie who used to live in a box in Pee Wee Herman's house, and then he got out and joined the Straw Hats.
John B.
And now they have to face Pee Wee and his menagerie of living objects.
Did
Like,
Oda literally just take John B the genie and turn him into Jim B?
No. Okay. His name
Probably.
is not Jinby.
I can't be convinced otherwise.
His name is.
I've only read it on the side of a. I think I've said it correct before, right? Is it Jimbei?
Jinbei. It's his name-
Jinbei or Jimbei?
It's one of the. Technically, it is an I as Jinbei. Jinbei
Okay.
is spelt like in a Bernstein's way that it's kind of hit or miss how people spell it. Same thing like specifically
What?
in relation to this arc, because I'm sure Molten Garnet will send it in an email. That is a call out. Enaru, it is Enaru in the anime. His name in the manga is Enel, Enel.
In the subtitles that I've been watching, it's
Yeah,
been Enel. I
it's
thought it was
Enel.
Enel for half
So
the
that's like
episodes.
usually a hard to fire to tell if someone read or watched One Piece is how they call
I'm
Sky
going-
God Enaru.
Obviously, I'm biased. I'm going to die on the hill that the anime names are better. Enaru is better than Enel.
Mm-hmm.
Enaru sounds more godlike. Zoro is 10 billion times better than Zolo.
I agree.
It's fucking like Zoro is such because it may like at least it's a reference at that point
Oh yeah.
to the great 1999 Antonio Banderas feature film.
All right. There's
And
other
nothing else.
there's other Zorro references.
But yes, you were asking. It is pronounced Jimbei. It's pronounced with an M, but it's spelled N, and it is a literal translation for what he is. So if you kind of know what the word means, you're just like, oh, that's
Yeah.
yes, that is what he is.
He goes to the gym a lot, and he's Bay. He's Jim Bay.
Jimbei.
Does he walk into a room and every time he walks in the room he just goes, "It's Jim Baby"?
He's like, hey everybody, gotta go get my deadlifts in, Jim Bay.
What do you think Jimbei sounds like?
I think he sounds like Mr. Blobby, and he's like,
I can't wait for you guys to meet Jimbei, because everything you've said, you're gonna be like, we were so horribly disrespectful to him. I'm so sorry.
You're like, it was so sorry for everything we've ever said
We're
about
so
Jim
sorry
Bay.
for everything we ever said about you.
I know you did the voice, you did what you thought. I already forgot his name. Frankie. Who the fuck is Frankie? What he did sound like, and I think you nailed it, right? And you just did Johnny Bravo.
Yeah, you guys guessed Johnny Bravo for him, and that was pretty good.
And then
Is
I
it
don't
the
know what
voice
skeleton
actor who
sounds
does
like.
Johnny Bravo? Because that'd
No.
be even better.
I don't believe it is.
Do
Dang.
you guys remember when Johnny Bravo teamed up with Scooby-Doo and the Mystery Gang?
I feel like everyone has teamed up with Scooby-Doo, so no.
And he was like really into Daphne, but Velma was really into Johnny Bravo.
Hell yeah. Hell
She
yeah.
likes
then
some stupid.
And then I think it was hinted at that they definitely were a thing for a while in like a Cartoon Network cartoon.
I love that. I love that a lot. Do you think there's a One Piece Scooby-Doo crossover?
Well, maybe the zombie arc or whatever. Thriller Bark.
Thriller Bark.
Yeah, dogs
Thriller
bark.
Bark arc?
Scooby-Doo barks. He's
Thriller
a dog.
Bark is
Boom.
Thriller Bark is the arc that I talk about when I say the Scooby-Doo arc.
So
They're 100% going to pull the mask off of somebody.
Anyway, hey, this has been a podcast about One Piece and us watching it.
How long was this one?
We're almost at 2 hours, man. We're back to long episodes, baby. Welcome back.
I'm going to watch 8 episodes between now and this weekend so we can record.
We can do that. Yeah, let's do it. Let's party.
That's going to happen.
Hell yeah.
Happy almost birthday to our intro song singer, Mystery
Lloyd
Man,
Sheffield.
Lloyd Sheffield.
Thank you for
Who
your.
is he?
Who could it be?
Who could it be?
Hold on, let me check
The
the,
real life
One Piece
Usopp.
birthday calendar and see if what upcoming birthdays we have this week in the world of One Piece.
Yeah, weren't there a couple already this
Um,
week?
That's a character you.
Man, I think I was asking somebody about who I shared a One Piece birthday with, and I forget if it was you, historian, or friend of the show, Casey, but you guys just sent me a picture of a dude who was just a big face. It was like MODOK. Like he looked like Samurai MODOK.
You're the 26th, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know exactly who it is.
He just looked like a big face.
Yeah.
Will you post it in the crew chat, like our crew chat?
I just.
Or I'll look for it. What?
Yeah, no, I know exactly.
He's just like so fucked up. I want to watch that new Ant-Man movie because I saw pictures of what MODOK looks like and it looks fucking hilarious.
It's fucking great. I saw it by myself the other day in the morning, and MODOK is a good time.
Wait,
I had a
are
good
we-
time. This is a One Piece podcast.
Oh, okay. Today's birthday isn't someone you've met, but yesterday, I think we had talked about it in the Discord, it was Smoker and Alvida's birthday.
Yeah, look at them. They should be a couple.
Two best.
I'm trying to find the next birthday of note for who you guys know.
I don't know.
And I don't think it's anyone in March.
We don't celebrate birthdays on the Fun Piece podcast, except we just celebrated a bunch, so never mind. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for listening to the Fun Piece podcast. It's been wonderful having you here. If you are listening for the first time, thanks for making it all the way to the end. This was a long episode.
I already forgot.
All right. Hey, everybody. You should all you should check out. You should join the Discord. It will be in the episode description. And also follow us on Twitter, TikTok.
Stuff.
I posted another TikTok today of me not recognizing a bunch of characters, so that's good.
That's a good time.
And also, this is me separate because I'm trying to be a good podcaster. If you haven't already, if you could leave us a 5-star review on your preferred podcast platform, it really helps with people finding the podcast, because we want we like sharing this with you all. We want people to get in on the Fun Piece community.
We want to do it full time. We'll do a Fun Piece podcast. We'll do a Fun Ball Z podcast. We'll do Fun Metal Alchemists. We'll do
that's a
Neon Genesis Fungillion.
that would not be fun at all. I don't know. I mean, I guess we would make it fun.
Fine.
We do have
It would be you and I bullying a fake 14-year-old.
I mean, that's fair, I guess. We do have a group chat with some other friends where we send Masato Monday get memes every Monday.
Every single Monday. It's the most consistent group chat I'm in.
Yeah.
We'd like to celebrate child groomers.
We love Katsuragi Masato. She's our queen. This is a One Piece podcast though, so
And yeah, just as a reminder, we're watching the next 8 episodes, which is 161 through 167.
yes.
If you are watching along, and I know you're not.
You're absolutely not. We know you're
none
not.
of you. Maybe one of you is, or a few, but you're all quiet about it. So
Yeah. I mean, I think it's good because people are probably like, we're not going to watch all of this. But when we remind them of a fun episode, they're like, oh, I'll watch that one episode or like couple episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
I know some people are like rewatching a few episodes just as like brush up and are like, oh, that was great.
Yeah. But anyway, also, you should definitely send us a transponder snail at funpiecepodcast@gmail.com. We're going to be recording in a few days for next week's episode, and who knows what else. And we'll be in person next to each other, so the vibes will be out of this world.
It's gonna be crazy, and I'm hoping that we might both get a little messy.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. So anyway, thank you so much for listening, everybody, and all I have to say now is he's not joining. I was trying to get Henry to help too with the blah blah blah.
I was afraid to do it. 'Cause
That's it.
keep going. Stop.
Taking my way downtown, walking fast and I'm home now. Nailed it.